All right, guys. MarineKing versus Dream. Dream's second time here on Xel'Naga Fortress. So, he's already prepared for this. His first time on this map, he lost to Ryung. So, he might think about, if it's Blue Flame Harass versus Blue Flame Harass this time, what he wants to prioritize.
Well, that was a very unique situation between those two guys, so I don't think we're going to, if we do see it again, that's going to be hilarious. At least he's had experience in that situation before. Well, I don't know what to do this time.
He will know. He might, in fact, do the same build. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I wouldn't put it past either of these guys to go for gas first. The countdown is starting. I actually have my PC back, thanks to the Golem Wizard.
Because it is going to be MarineKing versus Dream on Xel'Naga Fortress coming up. Oh, the map's loading, Wolf.
It's loading. Very important match for Dream. Well, we're back. Okay. The map's loading, but
yeah, something might have gone weird there.
Someone may have tripped over a cable or two. But the game's loading up.
Yep,
Remember, MarineKing is 1-1 and Dream is 0-1. So, Dream could tie up his standings with MarineKing here. Well, of course, actually that would be MarineKing up 1-2.
If MarineKing goes 1-2 in these groups, that is going to be very scary.
Yeah, you might fall to Code A. So a lot of MarineKing fans out there, myself included, might really want to watch this match. You might want to call your friends like, I heard you like this guy. He's playing. It's kind of important.
Yep.
Tell your friends. Go to GOMTV.net. You can watch it on your iPad and your iPhone live. And you can watch the VODs as well there at m.gomtv.net. So get on that. Some of you guys actually like watch on your room. You want to lay down in your bed or something? I bet some of you guys just grab your iPads right now and you're like, well, I'm actually just going to...
I used to do that a lot with my laptop and just lie down and just like,
It's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're actually going to leave the game. Something went wrong, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that. But anyway.
Yeah.
It's like maybe my game crashed or something.
I think it's just taking ages to load, but whatever.
So... I become the Golem Wizard.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what happened. Our computer held up everything. I didn't even realize it. They came over. Someone pointed at me. Was like, leave the game. I was like, okay, I'll leave the game. All right, over here on the right side, he is...
MarineKing Prime win.
Up here at the top left, member of the team MVP. MVP. I was going to make a joke, too. I was like, he's not a nightmare. He's, that's what I was going to say, man.
No. These overlay voices don't like your jokes.
I know. No. That is my computer, apparently.
You said that joke so bad, the computer died.
I know. Sorry, guys. Let me get in. I'm going to bring the Golem Wizard back. So Dream going for gas first yet again.
Yeah.
And there's the gas for MarineKing. So what's going to happen here, like we talked about before, is Dream's going to have that faster factory, and then he's going to make a choice. And that choice is going to be between Blue Flame Hellions and Banshees. And then afterwards, he's going to do the other one as well, most likely. This is usually the most common follow-up. One person goes Banshees and then goes Blue Flame, or it goes Blue Flame and then goes Banshees. You very rarely see gas first into just one Banshee and then a Command Center. You see that sometimes, but it's very rare. So you can see his orbital a little bit delayed as well there, because he went gas first. A lot of these little trade-offs. I'm really excited about how StarCraft 2 is evolving this quickly.
Yeah.
I remember back in the beta and even the beginning of release, some people went gas first. It was like very rare. Only like Morrow did it. Now Morrow doesn't even play Terran anymore.
Oh, apparently a race pick, someone told me.
Oh yeah, that's true. He doesn't play ZVZ anymore.
I don't know if that's confirmed or not. That was just what I was told.
Yeah,
but
okay. I don't blame him.
Whatever.
I would say something like that, like in press conference. I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm never gonna play ZVZ again. I'll switch to Terran if I have to."
Even if that's true, that's interesting to me because a lot of tournaments don't actually allow that.
That's true.
And so you've instantly handicapped yourself.
Well, I think Maro is still really good, but I think at the time when he was Terran, he was one of the best players in the world. He just understood the game better than anyone else. But I think he could possibly become one of the best Berserk players in the world. I mean, he is, but I mean like on Korean level, like Nest T style, man. He's getting there. Just wait. Those of you guys who don't know, Maro played Terran in Starcraft 1 as well. Anyway, enough about Maro. You guys can read more about him. There's a lot of articles. Brilliant guy. He's a genius, actually. MarineKing is going to come up here and try to scout. Is denied. He knows his opponent's position only. Doesn't know about the gas first. So this Hellion here is going to get a lot of scouting information. It's going to take control of that temporary Xel'Naga watchtower.
Did see that scout, so I think he's just going to chase him down.
Yeah, it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. Unfortunate to be that guy. Second Hellion coming out here. Dream is going for Banshees. No cloak, though. MarineKing going to be making that Viking pretty shortly.
Well, I don't know.
Well, actually,
yeah.
I meant to say Banshee, but
yes.
If he knew what if he knew, you know, that the
oh, that Hellion was very close to being taken out.
Exactly.
There.
If you go up a ramp with a Hellion, if your opponent has the concave at the top, it's very scary.
Yeah.
Cloak being researched for MarineKing, not for Dream. And Dream is actually going to do exactly what I said was going to be unlikely, was to make one Banshee and then make a command center. It's something that a lot of foreigners do, but Koreans usually do not. So, Korean style of StarCraft 2 at the highest level is very different than the foreigner scenes. Yeah. And it's hard to just watch the GSL and get that. You kind of have to play, or you have to just be a genius.
Well, this is what something that...
Oh, uh-oh. Those Hellions getting completely trapped by MarineKing. And the other
Banshee's going to be taken out as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something we discussed quite a bit at the GOM House, is you can watch the VODs, you can watch replays, but until you actually sit there and play, you will never understand. You will never understand, man. It's very true. So that Banshee is deflected as well, so neither of these players, Banshee is able to do a lot of damage. It's not uncommon. The thing is, though, Dream has a command center and MarineKing does not. Blue Flame coming out here. And at this particular moment in time, Dream doesn't really have an army or any units. He's going to get a lot of damage off of this. But this is the scary part. And this is the diverging point between foreign scene and the Korean scene as well. Koreans will go for the Marines, and foreigners will go for the SCVs, but it looks like MarineKing is going to go for neither. He's going to go for keeping that Banshee alive. Yep. It's a good choice. Oh, running back into the scan. Messed that timing up just a little bit. Yeah. I think you misspoke before as well, because Dream has the command center. Yeah, I did. I'm sorry. Yeah, Dream has the CCF. MarineKing does not. Obviously, guys. Well, it's a little bit weird for me because I'm looking across instead of looking in front of me and all that. No excuse. I know, it's just like there's actually like there's the Gom Wizard, but then there's like the evil computer warlock that's trying to make my life miserable. Yeah. And this Banshee, again, not able to do really a whole lot. Nice scan here by Dream. Banshee may escape just barely. This is a little bit weird. Blue Flame finished up. MarineKing going for siege mode, of course, instead. This is a scary moment here for MarineKing because he has to do a lot of damage. He has to, exactly. And this, again, the Korean style of this build is to go for the Marines and then do a timing attack. And as you can see, MarineKing is getting siege mode. He's going to try to do a timing attack. You can see it coming across the middle of the map. And this is what they do. They kill the Marines, they kill the units, not the SCVs, and then they just win the game. But this is basically an all-in by MarineKing. He's got to win this game here and now. Yeah. Or at least contain his opponent. All this coming though. Their siege mode is done.
But all he's got is like 4 Hellions and a Raven.
Yeah.
This is going to be pretty hard to hold. Here come the SCVs. He's going to try his best. The Hellions do have Blue Flame. Nice control by Dream.
No, but look at that. MarineKing is actually focusing on those Hellions. They all going to drop.
Yeah, a lot of SCVs going down there. Like you're saying, the tank's targeting the Hellions, and the split on the Marines was quite nice. I mean, he is the MarineKing.
Yeah. Can't go up that ramp, though, with all those Hellions there. He needs to be very careful.
Yeah, he's just going to have to slowly push. Like I was saying, it's essentially an all-in, but if he can keep his opponent contained in his base, he doesn't have to end the game at that particular moment. It looks like Dream may opt to move that command center to another base. He's just actually going to run up here and then bait the Hellions back repeatedly. A nice tactic. Eventually, he will most likely be able to break up the ramp, unless Dream does something here pretty fast. That factory is under siege. It's going to stop siege tank production for Dream.
This Banshee being frustrating as well. There's that Raven, though, bringing Marines up to the front of the ramp. There's stuff going everywhere.
Yeah, MarineKing having so many tanks. That factory is on its last legs.
The problem here is if MarineKing loses all of these Marines, he can't deal with the Banshee. You can see that's exactly what Dream's planning on doing.
Yeah, exactly. And the factory does live at least a little longer, but he does not have siege mode as far as I'm aware. He doesn't, and he doesn't have a tech lab to research it. This is looking really bad for Dream.
Yeah.
Auto turrets being helpful here. The Marines being pulled back, but he just has so many tanks at the bottom of the ramp, it may not even matter. Like you were saying earlier, if he denies the vision on the top of the ramp,
there it is. The Marines are gone.
And the last tank will fall, and that's it. Those tanks on the low ground can no longer do anything. The Banshee controls everything that's going on, and MarineKing is in trouble.
Yeah.
And he's in a lot of trouble, in fact.
Well, I think he's made a command center during all this, so
yes.
it should be
it's finishing up.
Yep. So it should be okay for a while. But yeah, like we were saying, as soon as those Marines went down, it was good night. Get out of there.
And Dream actually is really impressing me with his ability to act in that tense situation. He controlled everything as well as he could have. He was able to keep the tanks coming out of the factory rallied in such a way that they take shots while they're coming out. Then was able to lift the factory at the last possible second, keeping it alive.
Yeah.
But MarineKing did have the command center up. He's got a better worker count now than his opponent. Needs to move down ASAP. And in fact, he has a larger army than even I thought still remaining. He just didn't have those Marines there to keep those tanks alive earlier. And so we may end up getting this situation where MarineKing is just slightly ahead, and we both play, they both just kind of go into the longer game. It's going to be a third factory up for Dream. So he is really going into this very mech-oriented style. He's already got Blue Flame. He's already got a decent amount of Hellions out, so he's going to try to control the map with those. And MarineKing is going to have to play defensively, at least initially here. But I like this move moving forward with the Raven and the Vikings. He wants to maintain that air control. He's going to drop the PDD if he wants to.
I don't think he's going to. He realizes there's too many tanks, has to back off.
Uh-oh, those Hellions taking a few unnecessary shots. MarineKing just does not have the production yet.
Yeah.
That Dream has, and Dream might just end up getting the better composition.
There we go.
He's going to go for a drop. I really like this.
He's going to go all the way around. I think he's going to go straight to the main.
I agree. And MarineKing's got most of his units at the front. So as you can see, Dream sticking with those 3 factories, going totally mech here. And that dropship is going to go unspotted.
Well, there's Marines sitting back here to be defending against this kind of stuff. A tank as well. So he should be fine.
We'll see. Not a lot of SCVs back here either.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's the drop. He sees it. SCV is running away immediately, bunching up a little bit, but nice splitting there at the last second by MarineKing, and Dream is going to lose. He lost 2 Hellions. He almost lost the dropship, but MarineKing not quite have stim, so wasn't able to chase it. This Hellion's on very low health as well, so he's going to have to repair those if he wants to make really any use of them in the future. MarineKing has a pretty sizable army. He's going to hit this timing right now where he attacks, where he's got the units where he might be able to kill Dream. If Dream micros perfectly, he may be able to hold this. This is going to be pretty much the turning point of this game.
Yeah. Oh, this could help.
This could help a lot.
All the units that were defending are nowhere to be found now. There they go.
Here they go, but the SC's already gone.
He will be able to run down to the natural, though. I don't think there's a tank down there to
There's
defend
not,
this.
and here they come.
Oh, my God. Oh!
So much carnage. Meanwhile, at the front of the natural, MarineKing attacks. SCV's coming out to help out. A point defense drone being helpful here as well.
Yeah.
But the last tank for Dream falls.
There
Minus
are
the tank on the ledge, yeah.
But he's lost. Oh, my God. How many SCVs has he lost?
A lot. MarineKing is going to try to have to end this game. This is going to be one of those situations that happens in Starcraft 2, where one player has an army larger than his opponent's. He has to end the game with that army, and the other player is like, well, I have the econ, so if I just don't die, I will win.
Well, what econ is Dream going to have? He's practically mined out in his main.
That's true as well. This is a pretty tense situation, actually.
Yeah. There's just so many tanks here up on the high ground, as well as those Hellions. Like I think he's going to be okay for a little bit, but there's going to come a point where he needs to get out of his base.
Yeah, that's an empty medevac. So MarineKing's got a pretty nice position here. He's got the bio-heavy army. He's got a decent amount of tanks.
There's actually only 3 Marines in this mix, too.
But he's going to have a better concave at the bottom of the ramp, so Dream's not going to... He's going to be very reluctant to try to break down that ramp. And there's, you can see the part 2 of MarineKing's army, the scary part.
Yeah.
That's the part you got to worry about. And with all of these tanks sieged, if he chooses to do that with the extra bio reinforcements that he just got, it's going to be almost impossible for Dream to break down. I can't see him being able to do it. A lot of the tanks of MarineKing are on low hit points. What Dream may want to do is try to drop, move his units around, but he doesn't have any medevacs. He's got the one that was over in the corner earlier. It's just going to take too long to do that, and it's very risky.
Yeah.
He's in a tough spot. He's completely contained. He does have the air superiority, but the problem is he can't edge his tanks closer to MarineKing's tanks because he has to go down a ramp in order to do that. And another Blue Flame Hellion drop could be quite good, but it's not going to be enough to get him back into this game. He has to do more.
Whoa.
He's going to go down it, and MarineKing is ready.
I don't think this is the best idea.
He's not as close to the ramp as he perhaps should have been, though, and this Marauder's going to wish he weren't standing there.
Yeah.
That was close. Here comes the drop.
I'm surprised he's dropping into the main here.
Yeah, he keeps dropping into the main, and okay, now he realizes what's going on. And there are some Marines here, but just Marines against Blue Flame Hellions is not what you want to use. Well, unless you are on move command because you want to chase us.
Oh, he's getting a lot more there.
That was intense how many he got there. So there you can see that air superiority coming into play, and the Banshee. This is the kind of stuff you have to do to catch up in games like this. You have to be completely patient.
Yeah.
This is TVT, guys. For those of you guys who don't play Terran or like never experienced this, TVT is all about this type of patience. Edging the tanks back just ever so slightly, then using that Banshee, then breaking down the ramp very slowly and carefully.
Nicely done by Dream. Like, he just played it so calm and collected.
He absolutely did. Now he's got a decent, sizable army. He's got that air superiority, and MarineKing is in a tough spot. The MarineKing army, well, hold that thought.
Whoa, siege is up.
The MarineKing army is good, but when your opponent makes an army that has more mech in it than yours does, there's like you've missed your timing window to really do damage, then you get in trouble. And that's why when MarineKing's attack failed earlier, he became kind of behind even though he had a base up. And that barracks is going to be around much longer. MarineKing has to take that, or Ryung has to take that barracks up before he moves forward, otherwise air superiority means nothing.
Yeah.
He does take it out. Nice point defense drone drop. He's going to use that Banshee to control the siege tank positioning of MarineKing. Look at that. That was like the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He like dodged missiles. Another point defense run going down. It's a PDD push, man.
Yep. There's a lot more tanks here.
Nice.
Whoa, nicely
Catches
done.
the weekend tank.
There's just so many more tanks here for Dream. I was about to say Ryung. What?
And you know these guys shelling at each other. MarineKing forced to use scans because he doesn't have that air superiority. He also has to be very aware of this Banshee, which is being targeted down. That was a close call. Continues to move forward. Remember the Marauders as well. cannot be used for this because of that point defense drone. That Marauder just found out the hard way. He can't be used for this.
Dream keeping with this PDD, just keeping so much alive. That Banshee going to work as well.
That one Banshee is just changing the
here we go. MarineKing's going for it. It's just not enough really here to deal with it because, that point defense range is being even more useful. But too many Marauders. Whoa, dropping all the Vikings in front of Marauders.
And it looks like MarineKing
barely work.
Just barely did not work.
Yeah.
And MarineKing is mined out in his main. He's got his natural mine. Both of these guys really mined out in the main. The problem is MarineKing doesn't really have an army, and look at that. That itself is a scrappy army. It's like the army where you went around asking people if they join your army, you knocked on their door, and you're like, do you want to become a siege tank? And they're like, well, I don't know about that. That's what this army is like. And he's actually going to come over here and siege up the main, maybe. Nope, he's just going to go for it. And these bunkers, even if they were ready, they wouldn't serve much of a purpose.
Yeah.
MarineKing may fall, guys. Down to code A. You're watching it happen here. The bunkers falling. They weren't going to prove to be very useful anyways. Brought some SCVs to help repair. He's oversaturated as natural. Good choice. MarineKing in a lot of trouble. He's essentially got 2 Marauders as part of his army. He's making Vikings, but they're dying as they spawn. I think this is going to be it for MarineKing.
Yeah. Doesn't look good. SCV's being pulled straight into siege tanks.
And Blue Flame
Hellions.
Yeah. GG. So MarineKing's now 1-2. Very difficult position to be in, and Dream doing pretty good about that win. Played a much better TVT on Xel'Naga Fortress than previously. MarineKing looking very upset with himself.
He still played well though that entire game.
Absolutely. I mean, that game was very back and forth.
Yeah.
There were a few situations where I thought, oh, well, MarineKing's got this. And then he just barely held, and he was so patient with those Vikings and the one Banshee to rule them all.
Yeah.
That's how it is in TVT.
The PDD, the point defense drone and the Banshees, as Dream was coming back across, that's what sealed the deal for him.
Yeah, absolutely. When you have that air superiority like that and you're sieged up in your base and you can't really move down the ramp, the one thing you can do if you have air superiority is just go, all right, I'm going to stop making one Viking, make a Banshee instead, move down. You already had the Raven that helps out with air superiority as well. You have that. So remember, guys, I keep talking about air superiority. Well, there's 2 reasons why you want it. Yeah. If you have it and your opponent, and you just have that one Banshee, you might be thinking, some of the newer players out there might be thinking, well, you can just kill it with Marines. Well, if you have siege tanks behind that Banshee, no, you can't. Yeah, you can kill it, but you might lose all your Marines in the process. So
yeah,
it's a very difficult spot. Plus, of course, the Vikings give vision.
So, of course, up next, we're going to have Ryung versus Happy. Tal'Darim.
Tal'Darim Altar, another TVT, and another Tal'Darim game.
Yeah.
Tal'Darim, a very different map than the map we just saw for TVT. It's much larger. You see a lot less of the attacks of the natural like that. It's much more difficult to pull off full timing attacks like that. So I mean, I've said this before, but I think my computer might actually
just hate you.
No. I was gonna say it might actually be fixed this time.
Nope.
Oh. No,
it just hates you.
It actually just hates me then. I'm trying to join the game. We have had some technical difficulties here at the up and down matches today, but I have to say they've been pretty awesome so far. And we're gonna jump into this game right now, guys. Ryung, Happy, who will come out on top on Tal'Darim Altar at the GSL up and down matches.